Hi everyone, I'm here at a secret location in London for a special preview screening of the new DreamWorks animation film Turbo, written and directed by David Soren, who's going to be coming here for a masterclass with a lot of primary school kids, and then afterwards he'll be able to speak to me about his experiences on the film.
In all my years of racing, I've never seen a driver with this much raw talent.
But what's this? Out of nowhere, a dark horse is challenging Gagne, and it looks like the winner is Turbo!
Well, congratulations on your first feature film, David.
Thank you so much.
And on this film, you were a story artist, an animator, a voice artist, and of course the director. How did you balance between all of these different roles?
Well, the bulk of my time was spent writing and directing the movie, just as you oversee the other departments in the movie, whether if I was working with a storyboard artist, sometimes I would do little sketches to try to give them an idea of what I was looking for. So that was about the extent of the storyboarding that I did on this. Or if I was working with the animators, I would, maybe sketch out an expression.
And do you think you prefer doing one thing to another?
Writing for me really helps inform the directing and vice versa. It's really kind of a nice thing to be able to do both, because by the time I get to the point where I'm working with a lot of the artists, I feel like I've already whittled my way through some of the decision making in the writing process, so I'm more informed and can kind of speak more clearly about what I want.
And animation does literally move at a snail's pace compared to live action.
Yeah, very true.
Just out of interest, how long does 5 minutes of material take to make?
Well, it's 24 frames a second. So, 5 minutes, depending how complex that 5 minutes are, if it's just one character in a room, it will go a lot quicker. If it's a massive amount of people, like the scenes at the Indy 500, 5 minutes could take many, many months.
Activate! Loose! Apply liberally! Fill up, baby! Go, T-Boogie, go!
The snail is fast! The snail is fast! The snail is fast, 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 fast.
Just on the subject of characters, once you have a picture of your snail on a piece of paper, how do you bring that to life?
Well, we start, like you say, on paper, and we have character designers who will design the snails on paper, and we'll work through the different choices there, and then finally there'll be one that I like, and hopefully a bunch of other people like too. And then we have characters called artists called modelers that will almost model the character in the computer as if it was made out of clay, but it's all CG. And then they go and have a rigging department that soups up that model with actual controls that the animators can manipulate, sort of again like a puppet. Hundreds and hundreds of different controls that they can access, and then the animators can go and have at it.
And you got to work with some fantastic actors on this film.
Yes,
I mean, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
It's every director's dream.
Right.
I'm Whiplash. This here is my crew.
He's the undisputed leader of this group of snails. They have their own particular style.
Oh, hey! Don't test me, Crow!
When you have them in the vocal booth, when they're recording,
yeah.
Do you allow them to kind of have control over what sort of voice they want to do, or do you give them direction?
Often the first session or two we have with them, and there's probably, with our main characters like Turbo and Chet in the movie, we had probably about 8 to 10 different sessions of a few hours each with Ryan Reynolds and Paul Giamatti. What I like to do with each of them during their first session or two is just play and try to come up with what the voice is. And some of the actors are obviously staying a little closer to their normal voices, so it doesn't take very long. And some of them are putting on characters where their personalities or their actual voices are pretty radically different.
I'm Skid Mark! Oh, yeah!
And I'm Burn. Sizzle, sizzle,
The name is Smooth Move. I set the tone around here, you dig? Now check this. Right about now, I'm moving so fast, the whole world's going in slow motion, baby.
Here 1 second, gone the next. They call me the White Shadow. 'Cause I'm so fast, all you see is my shadow.
And do you have a favourite animation film or TV series even? Maybe one that you really wish that you had made?
Right. Growing up, I always loved Fat Albert. That was one of my favorite.
I've never heard of
You've
that.
never heard of Fat? Oh, you're too young. Fat Albert was a TV series made by Bill Cosby, and it was the first time that I remember seeing African American characters, animated characters on TV, and I loved that. I loved the characters. I loved the environment. It was this very urban environment, and they would just these group of friends would just hang out and do ridiculous things. So that was definitely my favorite TV show. I love The Incredibles. I think that's just a brilliant animated movie.
What is it about insects that make everyone just love to watch them in movies? Because we've had Bugs Life, Ants, and now Turbo.
I think they're just such unlikely characters to give voices to and personalities to. It opens up a different kind of world than we see on a daily basis.
Thank you so much for speaking to me today, David.
Thank you very much.
Well, I had a great time today. David's masterclass was fantastic. He all taught us how to draw Turbo, and I got to try for myself. I hope you enjoyed the interview as much as I did. Bye.